Falcon fans, Falcon fans, Falcon fans. You already know what it is, and you already know what it do. One time for the fan. Oh, hold on. Let me get my flag. Get my Dirty Bird flag out. Dirty Birds handle business today. It's going down in a major way. No Chase from Dirty Fanatics United tonight. One of our co-hosts here at One Time for the Fan. Bodie 3000, I believe, should be joining us here shortly. I believe Kiki might be here too as well. But of course, Falcon fans, we are deep. We are live. We are lit. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. Falcon fans, how are y'all doing? How are y'all feeling? Episode 152 here on One Time for the Fan. Glad that y'all can be here on Christmas Eve. So big shout out to you all here in the chat. For those that's listening and watching YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever we're at. I want to give a big shout out to everybody here tuned in tonight. No special guest, but our co-host, Bodie 3000, is here. Bodie, got my flag.
That's what's up. Big
How's
dubs.
everything going, sir?
Big dubs.
Hmm?
All I got to say. Big dubs. Big dubs.
Big Dub Sundays?
Yes, sir.
Followed by Victory Mondays. Falcon fans,
Yeah,
I'm glad you
followed by
all are here.
Christmas Day. So yeah.
It's a good feeling when you win Christmas Eve. You're going into Christmas tomorrow knowing that your team won, and you still have a shot at the playoffs. And tonight here on One Time for the Fan, we're going to talk about how the Falcons still can make the playoffs with different scenarios now, right? We're not only looking at the division here. There is a wild card game that could be played for the Falcons too as well. We want to put that out there for all the Falcon fans who's been questioning what could happen with the team if we don't win the division. That is on the table, but it's also a wild card spot that you can go out there and get to as well. Bodie 3000, since the last time we talked on Wednesday, we discussed a lot about the Falcons-Panthers the Falcons losing to the Panthers last week, disappointing loss, and how they need to get back on track. This week they did get back on track.
Let me hold you real quick.
Go ahead, brother.
We said last week we said it'd be the Falcons to lose to a sorry ass team like the Panthers. The game we supposed to win, and then the game we supposed to lose, win that, and that exactly happened. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy how you win the game you're supposed to lose, and you lose the game you're supposed to win. But that shit is crazy. But we can only control our destiny now. So hopefully everything goes in our favor.
The one thing that is disappointing is you're looking at some of these losses earlier in the season, and even the loss against Carolina, and you're thinking, damn, we just beat a Colts team. First of all, we didn't just beat a Colts team. We fucking dominated a Colts team, right? And this is what we talked about, Bodie. We were looking for a dominating win. We wanted that. We wanted to go in there,
16.
Find some team this season. We thought it was going to be against the Panthers. That didn't happen. But find some team this season to give us just a little bit more than hope that this offense can get clicking, that this coaching staff is doing their job correctly. But when you look at it, Bodie, today was just an impressive win all around the board on both sides of the ball. And I have to give a big shout out to all the Falcon fans that showed up today in attendance at the Benz. Christmas Eve, you got your friends, you got your family. Big shout out to the Atlanta Falcons because they do a lot when it comes to entertainment and finding things to do for fans at the game. And of course, today it was just everything was just in the holiday spirit with Christmas being tomorrow. So Falcons come away with a big win. Big shout out to all the fans in attendance. Big shout out to all the fans that watch and listen to the game too as well. 3000 Taylor time in Atlanta. Tim the Tool-Man Taylor.
Yep.
It's a lot to take in here, Falcon fans. 23 for 33, 229 yards, 1 TD for Taylor Heineke. Bijan Robinson, 12 for 72 on the ground. Algier, 9 for 69 on the ground. Cordell Patterson, 7 for 26 on the ground. Team rushing was 30 carries for 177 yards, 1 TD. But the defense played lights out today. Getting to Getting to Gardner Minshew 6 times today. Remember those games, Bodie? You watched earlier in the season where this team would have got 7 sacks, or this team would have got 8 sacks. This team got 9 sacks and came away with a dub. Well, the Falcons defense did it today. They came away with not only an interception, big shout to Jesse Bates, but they came away with 6 sacks today. Bodie, some would say you're winning, but you're winning too late. Others will say, I'm glad for the win. People on the other side of the fence is upset about the win because they want to see Arthur Smith fired. They want to see this team just blow up and you know, we'll deal with it in the offseason. But Bodie, the defense played lights out. The offense got it clicking with a backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts on that, Bodie, what you saw today? The professor now hits the floor.
I saw a driven team. I saw a team that fought. They fought. They finally whooped the team's ass. That's what we've been hoping for. That's what I've been saying for a while. We got back in the backfield a lot, sack wise. We got a lot of sacks. Shout out to Zach Harrison. He's definitely been showing up. He's been getting more looks lately. I think last week
Sack
he
last
got
week and 2 sacks today.
yeah he got more looks. They're putting him out there more, even more than before. I heard on the radio even when he got the sack last week that yeah it took him 15 weeks, but that's beside the goddamn point. I mean he wasn't playing as many snaps as he did last week. You know what I'm saying? They brought him along slowly, and I believe they thought he was ready, so they put him out there, and he got a sack. Came out this week, got 2 more. This motherfucker's a monster, okay? So shout out to Zach Harrison, who damn near gonna be pressing for a starting spot next year. And I liked him coming out. You know what I'm saying? He was first round talent, but you know they just had these small ideologies on him. Just trying to, you know, basically just saying, you know, he doesn't show up all the time and different things. And going back to his scouting report or why he dropped in the draft. But he was a 5-star recruit coming out of college, going into college, and he was up there for a reason. So, and the talent is seeping through, and I think we got a steal right there. So, shout out to Zach Harrison. The sacks came through. We got what? What you said? 6 sacks this today.
6 sacks today. Calais Campbell 5.5 on the season so far. It's good to see
Yeah,
Calais Campbell having fun out there, especially with the age that Calais Campbell is at. Because
ain't
you
just
know in
nothing but a
Madden when
number.
people use like the age reduction trait and you try to take a player back a couple years, this is the moment
Yeah.
when you're looking at Campbell shine right here in Atlanta, and man, I wish we would have been more on point to know that we were going to the playoffs versus this, you know, back and forth type of thing that we're going to talk
We
about
can
shortly. But seeing
only
Calais have fun out there is just an amazing feeling, man. As a fan, tell you the truth, buddy.
we can only play the hand that we're dealt now. Yeah, we're
Mm-hmm.
trying to make the playoffs. I want to make the playoffs. I want to make noise in the fucking playoffs. I want to do something. And you know, some folks are like, I'm over it. Some folks are worried about if we keep winning, then Coach Smith will be here next year. I mean, that's shit to think about after the season's over, after everything's over. Um, but right now, you take it game by game. The damn Giants got in the playoffs way back when,
Mm-hmm.
barely snuck in and won it all. Okay, who's to say we can't be that? We can't do that. You know what I'm saying? It might be a new attitude after the day. You never know. So I'm here for my team. I'm here for my team winning. I'm here to just keep winning until we can't win no more. Straight like that. So shout out to this dub today. It's a big one.
Big shout out to the Atlanta Falcons offense today, getting it clicking. Taylor Heineke, 23 of 33, 229 yards, 1 TD. Buddy, for Falcon fans that saw the game today, that will go back and watch the game, or is even listening to this podcast, Desmond Ridder last week,
Yeah,
with the performance that he had against the Carolina Panthers. A lot of fans were calling for Taylor throughout the season. Taylor did get his shine earlier this year against the Titans, and then against the Cardinals, and of course we came away with losses over there too as well, and then the Vikings game too as well. But Taylor getting his shine again, coming back in, beating the Colts team, who's fighting to make the playoffs. This is not a bad Colts team, right? They're missing their star receiver, Michael Pittman, too, as well. But Gardner Minshew is not a quarterback who just came in there last week. He's been playing with the team
yeah,
for a while now. So they had some chemistry. They were clicking in the right direction to be where they were record-wise. And they're still in the playoff hunt, even after the loss today. But, Bodie, like you said it, you're winning against the teams that they have you supposedly losing, and then of course you're losing against the teams that you're supposed to beat. But when you look at the playoff hunt now, you're going back over those losses that you should have never had. You should have never lost to the Vikings. You would be right there where you need to be. You should have never lost to the Titans, even in that situation of having Will. I don't even know the fucking quarterback's name, to have him come in there and to do what he did. The Cardinal game of what's his name? Fucking Kyle Murray coming back after a whole year and doing what he did against the Falcons on the last play. The Jaguars game and the Lions game, I can understand. The Commanders game, too, as well, that you lost. It was some games this year that was just disappointing to watch as a Falcon fan. And to see today, with 3 games left, that you get a dominating win over a solid AFC team like the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, Bodie, it has you feeling good in a way. Going for Taylor here in Atlanta, some fans will say, okay, let's rally behind Taylor going forward next season. Sometimes fans just chat to chat. They just be typing shit. They'll put anything out on social media. Some fans said Taylor's going to be the quarterback next year. Keep him. Let's build around.
It's cool until he started losing or throwing a pick or throwing 2 picks or throwing whatever. Our fans don't know how to just stay on the straight and narrow. Like today was great, so everybody loves Taylor. Ooh, okay, I love Taylor too. That's the thing. But damn it, you got to realize. I mean, you just gotta should pick a side. Like you just don't be a fair weather guy. Just sit here and be like, all right, I love Taylor, and come back, yeah, Taylor ain't it. Like, I don't want to hear it. Like, let's rally, let's celebrate this win. Let's celebrate that Taylor did manage the game. He looks good. And we're worried about next season when next season comes. I'm here to tell you. I mean, I said some stuff last week, but I still stand by.
We said some stuff last podcast because we were, in a position where as podcasters for talking about the Falcons, if they came into this game today and lost, this podcast right now at this moment at 8:21 would be totally different. We would be talking about draft picks. We'll be talking about the offseason. We'll be talking about Coach Smith. And we can still talk about these things too as well. But a Falcon win is just going to overrule that. So we're still in the hunt. Taylor, backup quarterback, comes in now being the QB1 again, gets a win at home, keeps the Falcons still in the playoff mix. Now, as we go over this playoff situation here, buddy. So I'm looking right here on the TV now, and they're talking about playoff scenarios. Go ahead and get this right here. The Falcons sitting at 7-8 right now in the hunt. Vikings 7-8 right now, which the Vikings beat us. In the hunt. Packers in the hunt right below us, 7-8, which we beat the Packers earlier this year. And the Saints 7-8 too as well. In the wild card, the Cowboys, who lost today at 10-5. Would you fucking believe that? 10-5 and you're sitting in the wild card. That is crazy. But yes, the Cowboys are 10-5 in the wild card. The Rams 8-7 after their amazing win over the fucking Saints on Thursday night. That was unexpected for most Saints fans who flew out to LA. Didn't expect the Rams to come out there and fire on all cylinders, but they did, and they got the win. The Seahawks are 8-7 too as well. So how are the Falcons still in the mix? The Buccaneers did handle business. I noticed that there's no Jags fan in the chat. I noticed that. Why isn't there a Jaguars fan in the chat? Because the Jaguars got blown out today.
Smacked.
Got smacked.
They get beat to sleep. That's why.
Couldn't handle business. Going around the league, Browns beat the Texans.
They starting to look at Turk. I was about to say real quick about the Jags, but they starting to look at Turk and like, yo, what the hell? What the hell? But ain't
going around the league. Browns beat the Texans 36-22. The Commanders tried to come back and rally against the Jets, but they lost 28-30. The Seahawks, a team that I just mentioned, came back to beat the Tennessee Titans, and yes, they are ahead of us in the wild card hunt. How does this help us? How does it hurt us? I'll tell you here in a second. The Packers went to 7-8 too as well, beating the Panthers 33-30. The Lions clinched the division for the first time ever. The Lions have clinched the division. That is crazy. 30-24 over the Minnesota Vikings. The Jaguars went into Tampa and did not handle business. Looking like a high school team out there. The Bucs beat them 30-12. The Bears, who we play next week at 6-9. Not in the hunt, not going to make the playoffs. But they're winning games to show what? Has nothing to do with a playoff pick. I'm not a playoff pick, a draft pick. Whatever they're looking for, whatever they're trying to do. It has to go with them coming out here to secure victories for their
Yep.
franchise, for their future. The Falcons play the Bears next week. You have a 7-8 team going up against a 6-9 team in Chicago. Weather's going to be crazy out there too as well. So for the Falcons fans that's traveling, bundle up. The Falcons definitely need to come away with the win right there. Dolphins over the Cowboys 22-20. Of course, you guys saw what happened on Thursday night with the Saints getting slapped up. Falcons, playoffs. How are we in the mix? This is how it can happen here. You definitely want to win the division. That's number one. Bodie.
Yes.
Big shout out to Pamela Johnson in the chat. William, Amy, all the Falcon fans. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe. Tag your Falcons friends. Tag your Falcons family. We have a lot to talk about here on One Time for the Fan. Bodie, we're trying to get into the playoffs. The Buccaneers now sitting at 8-7. They have a big game next week. They are going up against the New Orleans Saints at home.
Yep.
So for Falcon fans, this shit sucks, but to win the division, you definitely need to go in there and handle business against the Bears, which I think we will. But you need the Saints to beat the Bucs.
I think so.
Because you lost to the Vikings, because you lost to the Commanders, because you lost to the Titans, because you lost to the Cardinals, because you lost to the Panthers, the 1-12 Panthers, you now need the Saints to beat the Bucs.
You need the Saints to beat the Bucs so you can go and beat their ass the next week.
Saints beat the Bucs next week, opens up the door if the Falcons beat the Bears for us to go and win the division the following week in New Orleans by beating the New Orleans Saints. It comes down to the very last straw here, people, when you're looking at the Atlanta Falcons in hopes of them making the playoffs. Now let's go to the wild card scenario. The Rams, the Seahawks need to lose out. Falcons need to win out. Going to the Rams right now. Oh, man. If I'm not mistaken, the Rams have a little bit of a tougher schedule too as well coming up. Going to the Rams. Nope, no. The Rams, yes. So the Rams have the Giants coming up, which that might be a cakewalk for them. In New York. Then they come back and they head to San Francisco.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
good luck.
It's tough to call, but the Giants, if you guys have any fight left in you, come out there and get the job done against the Rams next week, as the Falcons will go in there and handle business as well. The Seahawks, as they get ready for their final 2 games of the year. What we got here? Is it Seahawks? Don't mind me's way. Seahawks have the Steelers, which is going to be a battle. Steelers are still fighting too as well. And then they have the Cardinals.
Yeah. Anything can happen. So
anything can happen. So yes, the Falcons are still in the mix. Do they have a chance to make the playoffs? With a win today, yes, they still have a chance to make the playoffs. But Bodie, I do have to talk to you about something. There are a lot of fans who are upset about the win today. So of course, here at One Time for the Fan, we're going to discuss, we'll bring everything to the table here. Why are fans upset about us winning today? Is it the draft pick that's so important? Is it the firing of Coach Smith that's so important? Is it losing at home in front of your home fans so important? Is Tank on the table right now still, even after you won against the Colts? Why are the fans, or I'm sorry, not all the fans, why are some of the fans upset that we won today? You would think, Bodie.
I mean, it's just obvious. I think the most obvious reason is they want the coach gone. So they want us to lose out. They don't want the coach there because of the position we're in now, having to battle the easiest schedule in the league and still battling to try to make the playoffs behind mid play calling and mid quarterback play. So that's one. Two, I do think they do want to tank for one of the quarterbacks in the draft. So, winning kind of pushes us back from that. But I mean, the whole objective is to win. So if you want us to tank for a quarterback, or you want us to lose because you want a coach to get fired, then that you're thinking wrong. I'm here to tell you that's not how you fan. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's just not the way to think or the way to be. It's really a selfish thing, and it doesn't solve anything either. Like we do tank. Let's say we lose the last three, we would have lost the last three. Um, does that guarantee us a top quarterback? Probably guarantees coach getting fired, but that's beside the point too. Okay, well, that's an opinion, man. Yeah, I'm always, I'm always right about my opinion because my opinion, I'm right. That's what most folks think. My opinion is right. It's the right. No, it's not necessarily the right thing. I need you to widen your perspective on the whole thing. I think the whole thing is we want to win. You know what I'm saying? As long as we got a chance to win, as long as we got a chance to win and go in the playoffs, it makes some kind of noise because we got the type of team that can make noise, and we got a gunslinger like you know Taylor, who I noticed or make a play, almost make a mistake, go back and make that same fucking play again
Mm-hmm.
because he ain't scared. He ain't scared of shit. I'll give it to him. That's one thing Taylor is, not scared. So you got somebody who ain't scared like that, you always got a chance, and then you got the talent around him in the defense to hold up. We got a chance to win some shit. We got a chance to make some noise. There's a lot of haters on us. I ain't. I want us to win. I don't want to lose. I don't want to tank. I don't want to do none of that. We're gonna do what we got to do. If coach deserves to be here, he deserves to be here. We have to eat that. You can be a fan or you don't. That's how I feel.
Falcon fans, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. Tag your Falcons friends. Tag your Falcons family. We have a one time for the fan giveaway coming up that we'll tell you about at the end of the podcast here tonight. So if you want your friends to be involved with the one time for the fan giveaway, last year we gave away the Kyle Pitts signed jersey, we gave away the game tickets, gave away some cool Falcons gear. But we want everybody to be a part of this. We love including everybody here at One Time for the Fan. The chat is a part of the show. We're fans, you're fans, we're diehard fans here at the Atlanta Falcons. So if you're watching, if you're listening, if you want to be a part of the One Time for the Fan giveaway, we'll tell you how to do that at the end of the show. We got some cool stuff to give away too as well. So it's the end of the season giveaway here at One Time for the Fan. Big shout out to Kiki, big shout out to Chase too as well. Slim Sam Little is in the chat. He said, can we focus on our awesome 100 defense? He said defense is keeping it 100 out here, Bodie. That's what you want to see. Fans that jump into the chat and they're excited about a team win, a dominating performance. Now, let me tell you something, Falcon fans. Imagine if you had these wins going forward back during the Tennessee time, back during the Vikings time, back during the Commanders time, back at that Jaguars game. You would feel like your team is complete. That's what a Super Bowl team feels like. That's what a playoff giving team feels like. You don't see how San Francisco's out here when they're winning their games, how they're smacking up some of their teams. Same thing for the Eagles when they went 10-1, even last season too. These teams are coming away with some dominating wins. And earlier this year, even when we won, close victory. I wanted this today more times this season. I went to a member of the Falcons staff after the game, and I walked over there and I said, you see what I told you? It's the same shit I said on the podcast, Bodie, last week. I said, you see what I told you? The Falcons would match up against a team like this well. They would go out there and wet the bed and score 7 points in Carolina, come home and score 20-some fucking points in the Bens.
Yeah.
It's just the way the team's been playing this year. That's why we talked about it on the podcast. It was like, so you lose back-to-back games and you coming back. I don't see us losing the 3 game. It ain't happening. I was sitting there thinking, like, we're going to beat the Colts. The thing about it is, what's the score going to be? 25-23? 19-17? No, we got a dominating ass win. That was the surprising part, was like, holy shit, what's the score?
Yeah.
Colts fans are leaving in the third quarter?
It's crazy. You got to be surprised about that. But when we see the product on the court, on the field all year, then that's, I guess that is a surprise. You know what I'm saying? Most folks were surprised. They look at that shit. I'm sure most folks bet on. That's why you bet on. That's why people bet. Most folks bet on the Colts to beat us today. They probably bet on the Colts to beat the shit out of us today.
Big shout out to Pam Johnson. Big shout out to William Amy. Everybody here in the chat. Chase is here in the chat too as well. John Moreno, William Amy. I mean, this is so many Falcon fans here in the chat, chatting it up. Matthew Bass, John Moreno, Dwayne Ruffin is also here. Sterling Woods is also here. Jermaine, Living Life Davis. Don't forget, rep your section if you are here in the chat. We got a lot of season ticket holders, so rep your section. Put a 1 in the chat. Big shout out to Country, Bigelow Country Sports too as well. Put a 1 in the chat if you are happy with the Falcons win today. If you saw a team that went out there to go fight for their fan base, that wanted to go fight for themselves, put a 1 in the chat right now if you are excited about the Falcon win today. I understand what the season has been with the Falcon, what the season has been. I understand it. But put a 1 in the chat if you are excited about the win today. Because we want to make sure fans understand here that with a win, it gives you another shot to make the playoffs. Man, come on, like let's be serious here. Who wants to fucking lose? Who wants to lose? Who honestly just wants to lose? Is it something cool to talk about when you just lose? Like, I don't want to lose. Like, Bodie, you saw me play Madden. You see me when I play these games. I hate fucking losing. Bro, I was playing in the esports championships the other day. And bro, we lost in the last fucking 2 seconds of the match, bro. We lost with 2 seconds left to go in the match, bro. And when they went to go kick off after the goal, it was like literally as soon as he kicked the ball off, the ref blew the whistle and the game was over, bro. I fucking tossed the headset. Like, I can't believe we just lost with 2 seconds left to go. So for that, as a gamer, that feeling, that sucks. As a fan, putting on your gear, waking up, putting gas in your car, going to tailgates, buying alcohol, whatever you're doing, all the money you spent today to go see a team lose. The fucking Panthers played to win today. Bodie, you saw it. They lost by 3 points. They played to win today. Crazy. The Panthers beat us last week and showed up today and said, well, how about we go fucking upset the Packers too?
Yeah. Damn, they did it.
Nobody wants to lose. But I do understand everybody's point. I'm not hating on the fan base. I understand people's point where you're messing up a draft pick. Well, I can counter that. I think Terry's going to be aggressive in the draft. I don't give a fuck where we stand in the draft at the end of the season. That shit is just talking about 6-7 months from now, right? Yeah. Or 4 months from now. I think Terry's going to be aggressive in the draft. If you want the guy, you go get the guy.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think whoever it is,
Terry's going to be scared. Terry's going to be scared to go from 18 to 11 to go get the guy he wants. He going to be scared of that? This ain't the fucking third round that we got here. Trying to jump up to the first. There's going to be a couple spots if Terry wants the guy he wants. But right now, fans are going to throw different opinions out. Some fans said, keep Taylor. Build around him. Look at the game he had today. Keep Taylor. Where was this a couple weeks ago? Because we got to win. Fans are excited. So they're chatty.
Time folks are talking about keep Taylor.
They're chatty. We won. Other fans, why did we win? Smith should be fired tomorrow. Y'all don't want Smith fired? And then they're trying to get people to agree with the argument. Y'all don't want Smith fired? We should have lost today.
I don't like that.
Do you think Coach Smith is going to go out there and say, all right, we're going to blow this fucking game, y'all, in front of everybody. Watch this shit. We're going to blow this game. You think Coach Smith out there saying, no, all right, what we're going to do? First and 10. Fullback give. Coach Smith even coached his ass off today to get a fucking win. Bodie, you saw it?
Yeah, playing for his fucking job.
Coach Smith playing for his job. I saw some 1-year deal guys playing for their job.
Yeah.
Them guys ain't finna tank. They ain't finna give it up. They ain't finna throw it all in because we need a draft pick. I could probably name 10 to 15 guys on that don't give a shit about a draft pick right now on that team. They're trying to fucking win.
Yeah, trying to win.
It's that simple. We're diehard Falcon fans here. We can keep it real. Ain't nobody going at nobody here. But we want to do what? We want to win. Now, because we won, look at the fans. Oh, playoff scenario. Okay, if the Bucks lose, what about if we? Because now we won.
Yeah.
It would have been totally different if you would have beat some of the teams you had earlier this season, but you didn't. You lost. All right, fuck it. Let's go with what we have now. We beat the Colts. We have to beat the Bears. The Bucks need to lose next week to the Saints if we want to try to fight for a division. The two teams ahead of us in the wild card spot need to lose out, which their schedule kind of, it's like they're going to get a win here, they're going to get a loss here. It kind of sucks because we're doing this playoff scenario shit when we should have handled business. We should have handled business.
Yeah.
But we got to go with the scenarios. And then the funny thing about it is Falcon fans for 3 years in a row, if you don't make the playoffs, you're going to be, once again, a game or two shy at the end of the season.
Yeah.
A couple years ago with Matt Ryan's last season, remember the Buffalo Bills, that situation? We needed to beat the Bills to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Had a snow game in fucking Buffalo.
Yeah,
fans would have said, man, we went to the halftime tied, wasn't it? 10-10, 13-13 or something?
It was close. Yeah.
Then the fucking snow just started going crazy in the second half, really messed us up bad. Last year, too, as well. You were down to you could have won. You could have made the playoffs. Once again, coming out of that Saints game after you lost to the Saints, it was like, season's over. With 2 games left, you still had a fighter's chance. This year, once again, you're knocking on the door with 2 games left, but you got other shit going on around you that you didn't handle business, so now you need these people to lose, That's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
That's messed up. It really is. Casty's in the chat.
I would say we're worried about in the offseason getting to the point where we won't need other folks to handle our business. We get players in here who can help us get in top and be at the top of this division all the time.
Well, you mentioned those players that we have to get in the building. Of course, every game is different. Every second of the day is different when it comes to playing football. You never know what's going to happen at the 2-minute mark over here or the 2-minute mark over here. Every game is different. Everything. So next year, you're looking at the schedule. You got a tough-ass schedule.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be the year to actually show dominance and get to the playoffs and then say, okay, next year, we're ready to really fight the NFL. Because you got some teams coming in here and you got to go on the road to play some teams. They're pretty decent. And the fan base knows it too. We're heading to Philly next year. That is a game on the schedule. We go to Philly. Some of y'all as fans don't even want to go to Philly. We go to Denver next year. Kansas City comes to the Benz. The Cowboys come to the Benz. Washington a fucking again. Haven't we lost to Washington like the past 3 years in a row?
At least 3.
We play them again.
Play them again. We stay play Washington.
Don't matter who they got at quarterback. Here they beat us with Taylor twice and fucking Sam Howell.
Yeah.
Like, we got to get better than this. So I was hoping that this season was going to be the season that you show some type of dominance. Show that you improved on a much better level, which I will say the Falcons have improved in different areas on a much better level. I think defensively, they're doing a great job this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Defense is probably the top improvement.
Yes.
And defense is the reason we're in the position we are now. Defense, we ain't had that defense, we'd be bottom dwellers. We'd be like the Panthers.
Chat is live. Chat is lit. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget we have a one-time for the fan giveaway. Details coming up at the end of the season. The giveaway is going to be at the end of the season. At the end of the podcast tonight, we're going to tell you how you guys can enter the raffle to be a part of this too as well. Pam Johnson, YMOF Jamal is in the chat. William Amy, Big Low Country Sports is here in the chat too as well. He said, "Is it time to go streaking, Bo?" Shit.
Yeah, Big Low. In YouTube, that y'all keep the clothes on. I want the Falcons to go streaking, but I don't. Y'all keep y'all clothes on. All right.
Like I'm in the nest.
Hey.
Big shout out to Dirty Bird.
Go streaking. Shout out to Big Low. Well, it should be time to go streaking. We need to go ahead and run the tables and then pray to the Lord above. Hope we get what we need. You know what I'm saying?
Karina Atkins is here in the chat too as well. William Amy said, "What's the gaming online name?" It's Worldly One Gaming. I typed it in the chat for you. Falcon fans here in the chat. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. April Showers mentioned it a couple of weeks ago on One Time for the Fans podcast here when she said she wants a dominating win. We haven't got it all season. Lisa Shepard's here in the chat. Most complete game of the season. And it happens at the end of the year.
Yeah, we're playing it when it matters. I mean, we needed it here. We lost today. We pretty much kiss our playoff hope goodbye. We lose, we can pretty much almost kiss our playoff hopes goodbye. So we gotta go streaking. And we
Defensive
gotta play.
yards averaging per game. The Falcons are ranked 10th right now. You got a top 15 defense on the board right here, Falcon fans. You can't beat that. Bodie just said it. The defense has definitely improved this year. Don't know. Big shot to Sterling. I was actually getting ready to mention this. I don't know what Blank said to Arthur Smith after that Carolina loss. But hey, they were firing on all cylinders today.
Open up that extra part of the playbook. Stop bullshit. That's what he
said. Don't tell me they didn't stop at page 42.
Yeah, they stopped. Man, page 42. I guess he loved them couple of plays we keep doing. You know what I'm saying? He gets it back and get in the weeds. Try to figure out some stuff.
That's tough. 3,000. Who gets the game ball today?
Who gets the game ball? I give it to Taylor. He managed the game.
Taylor Heineke gets the game ball.
Yeah, I can easily, I don't like giving it to the obvious players like, big game Jesse. But or even Zach. Because Zach was everywhere. Not just in sacks. Shit, he's probably a cold game player. But Taylor managed the game. Taylor didn't make any mistakes. And that's that quarterback play we're looking for right now. That's the quarterback play we need. You know what I'm saying? We know we got in Taylor. We need him to be the best Taylor and not do too much because that's why we signed him. So he managed the game. He played good ball. He didn't make any mistakes. So my game ball go to Taylor.
Big shout out to Uncle Steve's Lounge. Merry Christmas, guys. Man, that type of dominating win was needed for this fan base. Great energy in the bins today. Uncle Steve, I was calling your name about 3-4 times out there in the club, man. I said, Uncle Steve, Uncle Steve. He got a jersey that said Uncle Steve in the back. Uncle Steve.
Didn't hear.
This is what he did. Uncle Steve said, he was looking around. He said, who's calling my name? Then he went back to being Uncle Steve. But I was going to a different direction. He was over there going to a different direction. I just tried to call him out to say what's up. But big shout out to Uncle Steve's Lounge too as well. Diehard Atlanta Falcon fan, content creator. It's always good when you see content creators in the chat too as well, because us as content creators and podcasters here for the Falcons community, everybody has different takes when it comes to the team and Arthur Smith and Bijan Robinson and Zach Harrison and Jesse Bates. Everybody has different takes. So big shout out to all the fans who watch these, who watch everybody, Bigelow Country Sports and Out of Your Falcon Mind, and the list goes on. So we're doing this, for the love of the Falcons. And of course, a lot of us are really into podcasting and the whole journalism type of thing too as well. Some of us have taken it to the next level by, going down to Senior Bowl and Shrine Bowl and some of these places to bring more in-depth coverage for Falcon fans. But that's what's getting ready to happen here in the offseason for us, because for those that's been with us for like a year here on One Time for the Fan, you know how we are when it comes to the offseason. We're still going to bring content to you all. We're still going to talk about what the Falcons need to do to head into the right direction, because Bodie, we haven't had a winning season for a year and a half since us being on this podcast. And now that we're games away of making the playoffs, it's very big to us here on One Time for the Fan. Because the Falcons make the playoffs, One Time for the Fan makes the playoffs. And of course, here in the chat, everybody's going to be fighting for playoff tickets and, all the good stuff when it comes to making the playoffs. So big shout out to all the content creators out there who do the best they can to cover the Atlanta Falcons for their fan base and their community. So Uncle Steve's Lounge, big shout out to you. He said, my bad, brother Jack. Uncle Steve he said, it's calling my name. I saw the look and I see him crowd, and I think Algie Crumpler walked like right next to him. So I was like, oh, well, I can't see him. Well, there he goes. Oh, big shout out. I want to see if I can get this guy on the phone, man. I'm really upset that he didn't answer the phone last time. Bo, do you think he's gonna answer the phone? He ain't gonna answer.
Hi.
No, he ain't gonna answer.
That's the secretary.
That's the second time. And I saw him today, and he said, "That's the bet." He said, "Let me know, send it to me, so that way I can go ahead and join the podcast." And I was like, "Well, we're gonna bring you in on as a special guest. I would love for you to hit the chat first and chat it up with the fans, but I'm gonna shoot in the text and see if we can get them." But like I told you, we do have some former Falcon players that's gonna be coming up here on the podcast. It's always great to chat it up with them at the games too as well. Ran into Mike Kent today too as well at the Falcons game. But Falcon fans, this is great when we get a chance to sit down and chat and talk Falcons football, because amongst the Falcon community, people's gonna have their opinions. You have people who mentioned bench Ritter back at week 4. They wasn't confident with Desmond Ritter. They wanted Taylor Heineke to start the season. Coach Smith's play calling. Is so much going on in the Falcons community. But one thing we can agree on today is that the Falcons won. You can't say, "Oh no, the Falcons lost." No, the Falcons fucking won today. So, Bodie, it's a good feeling. And now we get ready for the Bears. How are you feeling about this game, Bodie? Falcons, Bears, with a Bears team now who, with the comments earlier this week from Justin Fields, some might believe that he's out the door in Chicago. Some have said here in Atlanta that Justin Fields would be a good fit. Some had said here in Atlanta that Justin Fields would not be a good fit. You go into this game this week with so many emotions riding on the line for Falcons fans. I'm sure there's going to be some talking about, you see, as soon as Fields runs the ball, that's the Fields we need in Atlanta. Don't let the Bears score next week. That's the Fields we need in Atlanta. You know that shit's coming out.
I've seen it already.
You didn't already see it already. Oh, now we get to play the Bears when they're rolling. What? We're Falcon fans here at the end of the day. What's going to happen with the quarterback position? We do not know. What's going to happen with the head coaching position? We do not know. But I can tell you this. This Falcon team is going to go into Chicago next week and do one thing. They're going to try to go beat the fucking Bears. Why? Because people's jobs is on the line. People's pride is on the line. And until you see that thing that says Falcons are eliminated, the playoffs are on the line.
Straight up.
And that's, for me as a fan, if you get a home game because the Bucks fuck up and you end up doing what you got to do and make it in, or if you get a road game and you got to head to wherever to go play, one time for the fans going to be there. I guarantee you. We've been waiting for this moment. So big shout out to all the fans on both sides of the fence of, why did we win today? And to the fans that said, I'm glad that we won today. I understand why everybody's upset. I totally understand.
Look, you just got to trust that the GM and everybody in place is going to put the team in the best place possible in the off season. But we'll worry about the off season when we get to the off season. The most important thing right now is win these games. Despite if you hate Coach Smith, or despite if you don't like the quarterback, despite if whatever your grievance is with this team right now, and we're trying to win. I'm here to win.
John Moreno's here in the chat. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Big shout out to Bodie. Bodie just said, we're trying to win, and I'm here to win. That's what I drove to the Bend today for a fucking win. I can guarantee you that. But big shout out to John Moreno in the chat. He says, so guys, how you feel about the win and about Arthur Smith? Well, you see, we're excited about the win because it keeps us in the playoff mix, and it does give us a fighter's chance next week to go out there and, beat the Bears and see what else can happen with the playoff scenario-wise. But until it says that we're eliminated, we're still in it. Now, for Arthur Smith, that decision will be made at the end of the season. I think the play calling this year really messes up in a lot of situational downs where we needed a better play caller. I think we can look at that Carolina game and see a couple plays we can call out. We can go back and look at the Jaguars game in London. Hell, I was fucking there. That was fucking horrible. Seeing the way that the team played out there. But then again, he went out there today, Bodie, like he threw away the old playbook and went with the new one. I mean, that's a Taylor Heineke. I don't know if it's their Heineke Ritter thing, but some would say they're similar quarterbacks. So I saw a lot of new plays. Kyle Pitts scored. I saw some plays today. Bijan Robinson with those runs. I mean, Tyler Algier was looking phenomenal today. 31-yard run for a touchdown. I mean, come on, Bodie. Coach Smith went into the bag today.
I say this. We had what? How many? So our record is what, 7-8 now?
Yep.
At 15 games of up and down roller coaster, like I've been saying. Uh, most of the games, I'd say most of them been terrible play calling or questionable play calling. We able to squeak out of some of those games and get some dubs, but we lost a lot of games we shouldn't have lost. Um, yeah, we played great today. We did, and Coach Smith, like his goddamn job was on the line. Okay, I expected that.
We just lost to the
Okay?
1-12 Panthers too.
Exactly. I fucking expected him to clean that whiteboard and fucking come up with something new. They probably almost went training camp mode after that goddamn loss to the Panthers. They white all this shit going in the trash. Let's start this. We doing this. We doing that. We doing this. Now they still could have did, but like yeah, you want to really be critiquing stuff. Drake didn't get the ball as much as I would have hoped. Um, I ain't saying force it to him, but you got to draw a plays for him. That's your number one. You gotta involve him. Okay. Now I understand it ain't gonna happen every single week, but it damn sure didn't happen last week. The week before that, he had 10 catches,
Mm-hmm.
and then the week before that, he had one catch. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
3 for
Okay.
39 today.
He had 3 for 39 today.
Longest was the 19, which he
That's
built us out on that one catch too as well. So big shot, Detroit.
he definitely shout out for that. But you got to draw up plays for your guy. So I say all that to say is, if I had a gun in my head, I had to guess coach was gonna be here next year. I'd say no.
Hmm.
I'd say no. You've had a 15 game sample size. Yeah, you playing good now. That's because you're playing with your hair on fire. Okay, you got nothing to lose. Just try everything you can to make it work now. You're playing with your hair on fire. I would say now, no, coach won't be back. Only because I think he's really lost the fan base at this point. He hasn't proved that he can put two games together consecutively and just keep it rolling like that. Like you just haven't done it for me personally. It's worked today. Hope it worked next week and the week after that. But I think he's really down on the fan base. If I had to guess, I think he'd be gone. I'm still sticking by what I said last week. I don't think he'll be here next year.
It's too much to look at Falcon fans right now because of the head coach. And if a head coach comes in, he's probably want a new OC comes in, he's going to want a new quarterback. And right now, Coach Smith, Arthur Blank's comments about on PBS the other day, the next 3 games, and then we'll look at it. Well, you just beat the Colts. And if you go in there, you beat the Bears and you beat the Saints, and you somehow, by a rabbit's hair, sneak into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then Arthur Smith is probably going to be back here next year. And it goes for now, well, who your quarterback is going to be. Because you couldn't win with Ritter. And if you do make it to the playoffs, you're going to win with Heineke. But are you going to bring Heineke back next year? Is that something to build around? I mean, Falcon fans are tired of this quarterback BS back and forth, back and forth. They want a franchise guy in the building. You can't deny it. I mean, look at these teams that has their franchise guy. Those teams got him. Patrick Mahomes is there. Mahomes is there. Dak Prescott is there. Even you can say about Josh Allen hates, but Josh Allen's going into that new Buffalo Bills stadium in the next year as the Buffalo Bills quarterback.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence is Jacksonville's guy because he just got smacked up today, but that's Jacksonville's guy.
Yeah. He's going to be there.
So the quarterback issue is going to be a lot to talk about this offseason. Now, I will say here.
As bad as the Panthers are, they got their guy.
They do have their guy. Look at the news today going around the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that they're thinking about bringing Baker Mayfield back for another year next year. I mean, they are damn near a game or 2 away from winning the division. Baker, I believe, 4 touchdowns, 1,000 yards, no picks in December or something. That's ridiculous.
I mean, yeah.
So for
streaky like that.
Falcon fans, we don't know what the quarterback's issue is. But I will say this. We got a big win today. We enjoy this win. Christmas is tomorrow. Spend time with your family. Spend time with your friends. Enjoy watching movies, playing cards, board games, whatever you're going to be doing. Enjoy these moments, y'all. Like, I saw a Colt fan. I'll give it out to that. I'll give a shout out to that Colt fan too as well. He was walking at the stadium, and Falcon fans were heckling him. They were giving him hell. And he turns around and he says, Christmas is tomorrow. I don't give a shit. That's what he said. He said, Christmas is tomorrow. I don't give a shit. His mind is probably set on something totally different because obviously his team just lost, but he didn't even have a look on his face where it was like, I'm mad, I'm upset. He was like, nah, Christmas is tomorrow. See y'all later. Yeah. So for Falcon fans here in the chat, enjoy these wins. Big Dub Sunday. Jermaine Living Life Davis is in the chat. Big Dub Sundays. Victory Monday tomorrow, but it's Christmas Eve. Go watch some TV. They got is there a Sunday night game on tonight? Is there a game? Anything going on?
It's not a good game, but it's a game.
It's the Patriots and the Broncos.
Yeah.
Falcon fans, take a look at the Broncos team if you want something to look for next season, because a lot of those players, they're going to keep and build around. And I know, once again, every play is different. Every season is different. Every moment is different. But still, I mean, some people like looking ahead and saying, X, Y, and Z, this team's good, this team's bad. We'll see them next year. But yeah, Falcon fans, we had a great time tonight talking about the Atlanta Falcons beating the Indianapolis Colts. A dominating performance, an impressive performance today from the Atlanta Falcons. Taylor Heineke putting on a show for the Falcon fans here at home. Wouldn't want to say it was a hostile environment here. I think a lot of fans are upset. The stadium wasn't packed to the T, but of course fans did show up in spirit because the Atlanta Falcons do have a fighter's chance to make the playoffs. You had your season tickets holders show up, people in town for the holidays. Random as hell, I saw a bunch of Eagles fans in there too as well. It's like, where did Eagles fans come from? But yes,
just like football, so they go to games. Yeah. They live here, they probably live here. They just like football. They just go.
Yeah. 3,000. Bodie 3,000 call out that dominate win last week. Bodie 3,000 did call that out.
Yeah, we needed it, bro. We needed it so bad, and I think it lifts the spirits. I think it helps, and it definitely helps for the rest of the season. You need to go ahead and win out, and then pray to the NFL guys that we can get in those playoffs, and then reevaluate and make some fucking noise. So,
DSGB Hall, we still lost to two of the worst teams in the NFL with all the talent we got. We talked about this. Out of the 5 teams that were eliminated, I believe last week, who we lose to? We lost to the Titans. We lost to the Commanders, the Panthers, and the Arizona Cardinals. Very disappointing when you lose those games, and those games wasn't blowouts. You could have sat Josh Dobbs. First, Jesus Christ, you lost to Josh Dobbs in a situation where he is now benched.
Yeah, Josh Dobbs is boo-boo. Like, he came in there, he didn't know the whole playbook. They had to give him signs. They had to give him, like, the baby signs. Like, they really didn't know. Like, he didn't know anything. He came out there winging it. He was there for, like, 3 or 4 days. Trade deadline was, like, Tuesday. And he had got there Tuesday and played us Sunday. He wasn't there long at all. He did.
And won, and then less than 30 days later, he's benched.
Got benched because he's that bad. He's terrible. That just shows how lax we were. But DSGB Hall, like it's a new day. Okay, you can only go one game at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're winning. Now we gotta keep it going. We gotta keep that mentality going. Beating the shit out of a decent team like the Colts is very, it makes me feel warm and tingly inside.
It's not because of the holiday season too, right? Or not because you watched Home Alone earlier.
It ain't because of indigestion either. Because that damn chili I ate earlier. No.
That's tough.
It's because we deserved it. We whooped their ass and we deserved it. So
big shout out
here and let's keep going. I don't want to. I mean, we can think about the past and shit, but let's start here and let's go forward. Let's try to get these dubs.
Big shout out Kyle Pitts today too as well. A lot of these things too as well, we might not even mention here on the podcast because it is a lot to cover. But let's take Kyle Pitts for instance, right? He had a situation where he was drafted by the Falcons, and then the Matt Ryan last year 1,000-yard season.
Mm-hmm.
Got injured the following season. Mariota, Desmond Ritter comes in. Then Desmond Ritter's your quarterback. Then he gets benched, and Heineke comes in. Then he gets
And
injured.
then
Then Ritter
people
comes in.
say
Then
that
he gets benched.
People say that Kyle is a problem. Kyle isn't the problem. We had quarterback problems after that 1,000-yard season. So I wanted to say that.
Kyle Pitts now going into, I believe, payday could be next year for Kyle. Do you
So
want
we
to
have
keep
an
him?
option.
We have an option. Yeah.
So I personally think we need to pick that option up because Kyle Pitts is him.
I
We
would.
get a guy. We get a guy who can get him the ball. We get a coach who prioritizes getting him the ball. Then we're there. Okay, we're there. I promise you. There's ways. There's ways to get your playmakers the ball and to prioritize it. Not just go out there winging it and say, okay, just find somebody open. You know what I'm saying? Any old body. No. Get the guys the ball that you drafted. High as a motherfucker in the draft.
And for Falcon fans who were talking about the celebration, why did he do that celebration like that? So apparently this bunny hop celebration was a bet that he lost. I saw it on Twitter. It's a bet that he lost to somebody on the Falcons staff. And they told him if he scores, he has to do the bunny hop, which was weird. He was like, he did something, and then he did something. I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
What the fuck is
this? But you never know with sometimes these celebrations of what's going on with these players and what they got going on the side. I'm guessing it is bets. I mean, if I play in the NFL, I'm thinking of some cool touchdown celebrations too as well. Because I mean, it's fun. You know, it brings a little bit more light to the game. But he scored. He threw the ball in the air to let y'all know he's fucking here. He's out here to play, to win. Some people will say, oh, Kyle's not running that route right. He's not blocking right. He's not 100%. He scored. He enjoyed today. He had a great time.
Folks I think folks that was early in the season, folks was reaching for different excuses of why he isn't producing, why we aren't producing as a team. But we see it was quarterback play. We see it was execution and play calling. We see what it is. It's not the talents. We got great talents. Drake is a number one. Okay, Cal can be a great number two if you ask me. Like he could be if you prioritize it and ran the right plays. And Bijan is a do it all. And he's showing that too. He showed his ass today. Shout out Bijan.
Big shout out to Bijan. Big shout out to Pamela Johnson.
It's
Bijan.
It's Bijan actually.
Oh, Bijan.
His mama said it's Bijan.
Bijan. Big shout out to the Robinson family too as well. Told y'all I'd give you a shout out. One time for the fan, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. Of course, you guys know coming up, we have a lot going on, not only to finish the season here at One Time for the Fan, but so much going on with the Rise Up Tour. Big shout out to the Rise Up Tour too as well. We do have the party in New Orleans going down at the end of this season. Once again, we do have the Rise Up Tour party coming up at the end of the season in New Orleans. If you were there last year, big shout out to you all. If you couldn't get in last year and the line was too long or you got turned away because we reached maximum capacity, I apologize. My recommendation would be to get there early. Once again, we are throwing a major party in New Orleans at the end of the season. Now, imagine how this would feel if the Falcons beat the Bears next week. I'm sorry. When the Falcons beat the Bears next week, you have the Saints beating the Bucks. And then you're going down to New Orleans knowing that this game is everything. It's on the line for all the marbles. And they're probably going to make it a primetime game. So then we're going to have the party Saturday night. Then you get out there Sunday. It's game day. You get a chance to beat the fucking Saints. Well, I'm going to do it one game at a time. Bodie, do it one game at a time.
One game.
But if that moment happens, if the Saints beat the Bucks next week, and the Falcons beat the Bears, I'm telling you, this podcast going down to New Orleans is going to get fucking crazy. Because Bodie's out there with me. Kiki's out there with me. Chase is out there. One Time for the Fan is there. We in the building. We out there in NOLA. We're going crazy. It's going down in a major way. Big shout out to all the Atlanta Falcons today. All 53 coaching staff too as well. Y'all did a great job handling the Indianapolis Colts. Wanted to see more wins like that earlier this year, but we'll take that win as a dominating fashion. Big shout out to you, to all. Bodie 3000, any shout outs before we get up out of here, sir?
Shout out to Big Dubs, Big Dub Sunday. Shout out to the win. We needed that. We needed to see that. Shout out to just shout out to playoffs, man. We coming, we coming, and I don't care what the media says or whatever. We always say we the new media. You know, just one game at a time. We're gonna do what the fuck do what the hell we need to do, and we're gonna win it one game at a time, and we're gonna New York Giants this thing. So we're old school Eli. We're gonna come in, we're gonna make some fucking noise, and we're gonna win it one game at a time. So shout out to all the believers. Shout out to the non-believers. I mean, you gotta believe in something, I guess. So be alright, man. Y'all be alright.
Falcon fans, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. It's been great talking Falcons football with you all. Don't forget, we need everybody in New Orleans at the end of the season. Even if you wasn't planning on going, like, I don't know if the Falcons go, just fucking go. Right? Have a vacation. Get away to start the season, to start the new year. New Orleans, it's the home of the rivals. You already know we're going to go down there. Falcon fan base is going to be deep. Once again, we have the party Saturday night. Now, for the one time for the fan giveaway. If you heard about it the other night, you was probably here in the chat to go ahead and enter into the raffle. So if it's your first time here listening, for one time for the fans end of the season giveaway, if you want to enter the raffle, you have to be a subscriber of One Time for the Fan. And in the chat, because we did it 2 weeks ago, or we did it a week and a half ago, Bodie. Yeah. Then we did it on Wednesday, and now we're doing it here again tonight. In the chat, what you want to do is you want to put hashtag one time. Right there in the chat, I just posted it for you all. If you want to enter the raffle, and it's free, we're not charging you. We're going to pick 5 winners at the end of the season. If you want to enter the raffle, right there, hashtag one time will enter you in the One Time for the Fan end of the season giveaway. We give away some cool Falcons merch and stuff. So all the Falcon fans that want to be a part of the giveaway, it's right there in the chat. One time, right there. Hashtag one time. And please be a subscriber of the channel on YouTube as we're pushing our way to 600 subscribers right now. Big shout out to you all for helping us out. Matthew Bass is a true winner. He won again today. He knows what I'm talking about. He won again today. So when it comes to Falcons merch or it comes to giveaways or no matter what it is, Matthew Bass has won a lot in his life. So big shout out to Matthew Bass. Pamela Johnson, now I got to put Pamela Johnson's name down. Got to put old Pamela Johnson's name down. Old Bijan Robinson fan. One time for the fan.
One time.
It's good to have Pamela Johnson here too as well. Talking Falcons football with us. Pamela's probably going to be here for draft night. You know, we're going to do a lot going into 2024. We just have the new One Time for the Fan coming to you all. I can't wait to, break out for the new graphics and the new intro and the outro and everything. But we are going to take a break at the end of the season so that way, we can get our thoughts together before we get back out here and give you all some of the best Falcons content that you has ever seen. So, yes, big shout out to all the fans in the chat. William Amy is entered too as well. Big shout out if you're listening and watching wherever you are. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. Shout out to all the admins that allow One Time for the Fan to broadcast in your groups too as well. Rise Up Tour, you got Falcons Family, Falcons 2.0, Falcons Unleashed. It's so much. Slim Sam has now entered the raffle, the giveaway too as well. And it's going to be great. Matthew Bass, once again, he won last year. He won the Kyle Pitts signed jersey and 2 tickets to a Falcons game. He's just been winning ever since. So big shout out to everybody here in the chat. We thank you all for being a part of One Time for the Fan tonight. Bodie, we'll be back on Wednesday talking more Falcons football as we prepare for the Bears. I know you're feeling good. What's your plans for tomorrow and so on? What you got going on?
Just family, man. It's a family day, so I'm chilling with the family. That's it. Whatever the family want to do, we sit here, watch movies, play games, all kind of stuff. So It's all family tomorrow.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's a great feeling. Falcon fans in the chat, enjoy the night. It's Christmas Eve. Do what y'all have to do for your friends, your family. If y'all drinking, stay safe. Drink responsibly. Don't need to be out down the road doing 95 and the 30. It ain't worth it.
Spicy.
Ain't no but another day, Bo. Big shout out to everybody who's going to be traveling up to Chicago next week. Please stay warm. It is not going to be like y'all think with wearing, light windbreakers and those thin sweaters. It ain't happening. Don't walk in there with just a long sleeve sweater. Think you finna walk. Nah. It's finna be cold in Chicago next week. So, big happy holidays to everybody here in the chat. Bodie 3000, you good?
You good, dog.
That's it, man. Big Dub Sundays, Victory Monday tomorrow, y'all. We will see y'all on Wednesday. We out.